Hi everyone, welcome back to Moodcoders. In this video, we are going to learn how to use Git and GitHub. So this video is distributed in four parts. The first part is the explanation of Git and GitHub, and the second is installation Git and create a new account on GitHub, and then demo. Demo is like we will create a simple HTML page and then try to push the codes in the GitHub repo, right? So let's get started. Okay, now what I have to do is first install Git to our local machine, right? Now I'm going to search Git. Okay, so this is the official website from where you can download a Git file and install locally in your machine. Actually, I have already installed in our local machine, in my local machine, so I'm not going to do the same things again, and I'm skipping this step. And you can do it if you have any problem, you can ask me. We'll definitely try to solve this. Okay, now the next step is check is it installed or not, right? So the command is git hyphen hyphen version. As you can see, the git is successfully installed in our local machine. This is the version 2.37.1. okay, now what we have to do is config some username and email and username to our git. Okay, so to config these two things, we have another command like git config hyphen hyphen global user dot name, and the name username, whatever the username you want, right? So now what I want, this is my username, right? And again for the email, git config hyphen hyphen global user dot name, oh sorry, user dot email, right? And this is my email. Okay, now once we config these two things, username and the email, will have to check is it successfully configured or not. The another command is git config hyphen hyphen list. Okay, as you can see, we have our user dot name and user dot email, okay, successfully config in our git. Now next what we have to do is let me close this terminal and go to a website called GitHub. Okay, so Git and GitHub, so Git is a version control. Using Git, we will track the changes in our project, in our local project or the files. Okay, and the GitHub is a place where we store our files. Let's suppose you create two files, right? And you want to store somewhere in the cloud. The GitHub is a place where we store our files, because let's suppose we will use these things or these files later, direct logged in to this account, and then we will use these things, right? Okay, so this is the GitHub dashboard. Look, if you okay, so here is a term called repository. Every repository is a project, right? As a single project. Okay, so if you have any issues regarding this, like how to create an GitHub account, so I have actually already created this GitHub account because I'm working very previously. So I'm not going to recreate this again. Okay, so let try to do yourself and let me know if any issues that you are facing, right? Now I'm going to create a repo. Like I have already told you, repo is a single project, right? So let me name this test git, right? Test git, whatever name you want, you can name it. Okay, let me create a repo over here. Set creating. Okay, now they give me some configurations or some commands. Okay, we'll use these commands to push the actual code to this repository, right? Okay, now go to our VS code. Let me open my VS code. Perfect. So this is our VS code. Okay, now let me create a simple project, like simple HTML project. Okay, okay, let me create a directory, git hyphen github, right? Oh, sorry, I'm getting here. Okay, Okay, now what I'm going to, I have created like a folder which is like Git and GitHub. What I'm going to do is create a like HTML file, right? Let's suppose index.html, right? And okay, let me do some like changes in it. Let's suppose learning changes, like let's suppose you have wrote these things, right? This h2 line, and what you want that Git should track these things. So what you have to do, like initialize Git in this project only, right? Because you have already installed. Now I'm going to initialize Git. So git init is a command. Okay, as you can see, once we initialize a Git, there is like started tracking changes, like you can see the changes is in index.html, right? Now what I'm going to do is, okay, previously we have already created these things. So this is the URL, this is the URL, like slash test.git, where like codes, like the file that you have changed in your local will push to this URL, right? So what you have to do, like copy this URL only and config, like config means like connect like connections between your local repo and your cloud repo, like your GitHub repo, right? Just copy paste the URL. Okay, and if you want to like check is it config or not, the another command is git remote v. Okay, so the command is git remote hyphen v. As you can see, the URL is completely like configured to this repo, right? So you can check through using this command. Now what I'm going to do, I want to push these changes, like these data or this repo to this URL or this repo, right? So this there is another command. Okay, the first command is git add, right? Git add. Either let's suppose you want to add the entire project. Let's suppose you have 5 files, change you have done two changes in 2 files, right? So you can, you use dot means all, right? You, if you use dot, it will like add all the changes in every file, right? Like but if you specify any files, let's suppose if you want index.html only, then you can write down the file name. It will do the same, right? So I'm going to use add means all, and then is a commit message what you have done changes, right? Like I, like let's suppose, no, add added a h2 tag. But okay, so as you can see, the one file change, these are things. Okay, this is the message. Okay, now what I'm going to do, like git push origin and then main. Oh, the time, this there is a timer, and these are the things that we have changed. Okay, learning git and github. Let's suppose once we try again do something, right? Let's suppose h4 added a second line. Okay, and then what we have to do, we have to only do like from the adding, like git add, not initialize, because we have already initialized whatever we have initialized in it, right? Git add, git commit, added new line. As you can see, the one file is changed, one insertion is like plus, and then again git push, and the name of the origin is main, right? Again these things are pushed. We can like verify is it changed or not. As you can see, the new like line is added. Once we go back the main in the repo and go to the commits, as you can see there is two commit, the first commit and the second commit. Like